StraighTAllDay.com.
Tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to market yourself without advertising. Is there a way to actually do this? Can you market yourself? Is the only way to market yourself just to spend money on ads? Is there anything else that you could possibly do? We're going to talk about that today. Before we get into that, I remind everybody, I send out a daily motivation text message free of charge every morning to everybody in my text community. This message is guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day. Since you want to get this message, here's all you got to do. Text me at my number, 305-384-6894. And every morning when that message comes out, you as a member of my text community shall receive. Secondly, Work on Your Game University is the only place where you can work with me directly. It's the only place you can be coached by me. It's the only place you can get direct access to me. Ask me questions, get answers from me, get help with whatever it is that you are working on, whether that is something mental, whether it is strategic about how you're running your business, whether it's systematic about how can you do things more consistently, or is this an accountability thing? You know that there are things you need to do, you're just not doing them, and you need a foot in your ass on a regular basis, or a person you know you're going to be talking to on a regular basis to hold you accountable to execute, or anything in between any of those. All you got to do is join Work on Your Game University. You do that by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. The link to that text number and the link to get into Work on Your Game University are both down below in the description, as well as links to our sponsors who you can hear. We got a couple of them right now, so make sure you are getting your AG1 from by Athletic Greens. And the water that you're going to mix that AG1 with, make sure you get that. Make sure you get your Aqua True water filter to get some purified water. Don't be drinking any water out of plastic. You're drinking water out of plastic, you're basically killing yourself because you're drinking plastic. And drinking plastic is not good for you, by the way, if you didn't know. And Go Puff. Those of you who like to eat any kind of snacks, any kind of home goods, you need some detergent, you need some potato chips, you need some diapers for your baby. Go Puff can bring it right to your doorstep. You don't even have to leave the house. All of those links are down below in the description to this episode. Let's get into today's topic, which is how to market yourself without ads. Speaking of marketing, how to market yourself without running advertisements. Now, in episode number 1835, I talked about the 3 different strategies for marketing yourself online. And in other episodes, I've talked about marketing many times. I talked about marketing in so many episodes that I probably, as I look through what we got here, I'm not even going to mention every episode in which I have mentioned marketing because there are simply too many of them. But let me give you a few episodes where I talked about marketing. Episode 2566, how to differentiate yourself in the market. Excuse me. Episode number 2503, expand your marketing efforts. Episode number 2453, how to be competitive in the marketplace. Episode number 2333, don't try to create a new market. Episode number 2326, how to market like a politician. Episode number 2315, how to be a bold marketer. Episode number 2273, listen to the market. Episode 1897, marketing is a lifetime job. We'll stop there. As you can see, as I just told you, I talked about marketing a lot here on the show because marketing is the lifeblood of your business. If you're not marketing, well, the real lifeblood of your business is sales. The way sales happen is by somebody marketing. Somebody has to let the world know, the customers, the prospects know that you actually have something. That is called marketing. That's the communication is the marketing. The process to making the exchange happen is called the selling. And when you get them to actually give you something, them meaning the prospect to give you something, usually that's money, and you give them something, a product or a service, that's called the close. Okay, so there are different pieces to this. This is not all one thing. So I talked about marketing a lot here on the show. And today I want to talk about how to market yourself without spending money on advertising, either online or offline. So any of you who wants to market yourself more, but you may not have a budget for advertising, or maybe you would have a budget for advertising if you actually knew how to advertise, and you're kind of gun shy on that because you're not sure you know what you're doing, and you should be gun shy because if you don't know what you're doing and you get in the advertising game, you will lose your money. Okay, so let's get into how you can market yourself without spending money, but you can spend other things. Let's get into it. Point number 1. Topic once again is how to market yourself without ads. Number 1, connect with ready audiences. Connect with ready audiences. This means identifying who your target audience is, and target audience is just who are the people that are most ready, able, and willing to be interested in the thing that you sell. That's what a ready audience is. So identify who that is. Identify what it is that they need, where they are. You need to know where these people are at, because the only way you can connect with them is you have to go to wherever they're at. You need to know where they are mentally as well, so that when you talk to them, you are speaking their language. In other words, as they say in the marketing world, you want to enter the conversation that is already happening in the mind of your ideal prospect. What are they already thinking about? What do they already believe? What are some things they believe that are not true, but they believe them? What are some things that they're already thinking that they haven't expressed, but you know that they know it? What are those things? You need to enter that conversation. You got to get to where they are mentally and physically. And then you need to know what they need to know about you and your offer that will move them to action. All right, what do they need to know that will let them say, all right, that sounds good. Let me pull out my credit card and actually buy this thing, whatever it happens to be. Give you an example. I have a book called The Overseas Basketball Blueprint. That book is, of all the material that I've created, is the most niche product that I sell. The Overseas Basketball Blueprint, because it's only for a very, very specific set of people. It is for basketball players, but not just any basketball players, but basketball players who are professional level, who have not yet played professional basketball. That's a very specific group of people, but it's a big enough group that book was worth the effort to actually create that book and the 3 other books to go with it, called Overseas Basketball Secrets, The Truth About Basketball Exposure Camps, and Basketball Agents Decoded. Those 4 books make up what I call the Overseas Blueprint Bundle. But it was worth making those books because that's a very niche audience. I know exactly what they need. I know where they're at physically. I know where they're at mentally. I know what conversation they're having in their head. I know what they believe that's not true. I know what they believe that is true. And I know what they need to hear in order to move them to action. That's why I can sell copies of that book. You get what I'm saying? You need to do this with your audience, whatever it happens to be. You need to do what you need to do is the work that it requires to understand exactly who your audience is. So this is work. This is not something that you're going to figure out just overnight. This is not something that you should think about for 5 minutes and say, all right, I got it. And which is what a lot of shortcutting entrepreneurs do. After that explanation that I just gave you, there are many entrepreneurs out there who think they know exactly what their target audience wants, just based on what you heard me say there. Oh yeah, I know my target audience, I know exactly what they need. It's just this, and this. 5 minutes after they heard me say it, and then you go out to the marketplace and fall flat on your face because you didn't do the work. All right, doing the work is not going to take you 5 minutes. Doing the work means you need to go and actually talk to whoever these people are and ask them real questions and let them tell you where they're at, not you guessing where they're at, which is what you're doing. You're guessing. If you think you know where they're at, you don't. You're guessing. This takes actual work. Okay, being an entrepreneur is still work. All right, so this is called market research, talking to people who could possibly become your customers, talking to people who are already your customers and already in your world. Look at other people who are in a similar space and you see what they're doing and how they're marketing to their audiences. All of these are things that you have access to. All right, this is groundwork or homework, if you will. And we talked in, I believe it was episode 1925 about doing your homework. Yes, episode 1925. This is doing your homework, folks. Entrepreneurs, salespeople, marketers. This is doing your homework. And it will make it a lot easier for you to market yourself and in turn make sales once you get out there if you do your homework. Now, if you just think you've done your homework or you're just guessing or you think you know when you haven't actually done the work and then you go out into the marketplace and things don't work out, all right, don't say it's because what I told you here doesn't work. What I told you here works. The question is, did you work? That's the question. This groundwork must be done in order to make the game easy. Moving on to point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is how to market yourself without running ads. Number 2, the second sale. What is the second sale? In short, the second sale is the purchase made by someone who has already purchased from you in the past. In other words, they're buying from you a second time. The easiest dollar to acquire in business is the second dollar. That doesn't mean they spent $1 and they spend dollar number 2. Theoretically, what it means is, metaphorically rather, it means that it's the dollar that comes from someone who has already given you $1 in the past. So someone who's already bought a product from you in the past, they come back and they buy something else from you. In one of my group programs, we have this program in Working the Game University called the Incubator, which is not advertised, by the way. So any of you who wants to get into Working Your Game University and you think maybe it's out of your range, maybe you think you're not ready for it, we have unlisted programs. I just mentioned one of them that is not listed on any site or anywhere. The only way you can get invited is somebody got to know you. All right? Me or somebody on my team needs to know that you exist. And if we think you're a good candidate, we might invite you into this program. But anyway, inside the incubator, there's a member of one of our groups that he sells, believe it or not, comic books. He sells comic books. He has a comic books business. And he has somebody who bought a comic book from him. He shipped them the comic book that they bought. And he said that as soon as they received the first comic book, they immediately went back to his website and bought 3 more comic books. Those 3 more comic books that customer bought, that's a form of the second sale. That's the second sale. Because our member, our university member, the salesperson, he didn't have to do any work to build up the know, like, trust factor or to get the attention of this customer to make the second sale. He had to do that to make the first sale, but to make the second sale, he didn't have to do that because they already knew him. So they got a positive experience from the first sale, because as soon as they got the first product that they bought, they immediately came back to the website and bought 3 more products. That is the second sale, and this is what I mean. The second sale is the easiest sale that you can make in business, not the first one, the second one. This is because the know, like, and trust factors, they already know you. Hopefully they like you because you gave them a good experience, and hopefully they trust you because you gave them a good experience. Those are already in place, which means you don't have to warm this person up anymore. And assuming that you stayed in front of them enough that they remember you between the first transaction and the next transaction, they will come back and give you more money. So all of you as consumers, think about any place that you have spent money more than once. Any of you got Amazon Prime? All right, how often do you go to Amazon and spend more money? All right, Amazon gets a cut of every sale that is made on Amazon. So even if you didn't buy an Amazon branded product, Amazon still made some money off of that transaction. And why? Why is it so easy for you to go buy something on Amazon today without even thinking twice about it? Because you already have the know, like, and trust factors built in with Amazon. You know, if there's a problem, Amazon will fix it. You know that most of the things you order there, you get what you ordered within a reasonable time frame. The know, like, and trust factors are already there, so it's very easy for you to make the second, third, and 40-second sale transaction there with Amazon. All that warming up work doesn't need to be done. There's no foreplay. All right, we go straight into it. All right, assuming that you stay in front of your customers, you can do this exact same thing, assuming that you're giving them a good experience with their initial transaction. If you have not done this, A, you haven't stayed in front of people, B, you haven't done the work to get initial customers in the first place, or C, they don't have a good experience. Now you got to do this whole process all over again with every new person who comes in. And you can see how this can start to add up in terms of time, effort, attention, energy. And if you're spending money to get a customer, it can add up in money as well. But today we're talking about how to do business without spending money. But if you have done these things, then what you should be doing is making as many offers as possible over and over again, different ways of making offers to people who have already given you money, and continually giving them more opportunities to give you more money. Assuming that you're doing a good job of giving people a good experience with you and your business, you should be continually giving your customers more opportunities to continually give you money. In other words, you are continually selling to your buyers. All right, this is a phrase that I've been using for a long time. Sell to your buyers. People who have shown you that they're interested in buying what you're selling and they're willing to give you money for it, you should continually sell them things until they decide that they don't want to buy from you anymore. They will keep buying as long as you keep selling, especially in Western society. All right, America, the United States, we are a nation of consumers. We have a whole industry of consumerism. All right, you look at some of our holidays that are supposed to be, think of something like Christmas or Easter. What are these holidays supposed to be about? Traditionally, these holidays are supposed to be about us celebrating our religious beliefs or connections. Those of you who happen to be religious, isn't that what Christmas is supposed to be about? It's supposed to be about the birth of Christ, right? But what is Christmas actually about in the United States? It ain't about the birth of Christ. It's about buying stuff. All right, that's what it's about. All right, what is marriage supposed to be about? Marriage is supposed to be about the bonding of a man and a woman and in holy matrimony. But what is it really about? It's about spending a whole bunch of money on a wedding, a big party for you and a whole bunch of people to come celebrate you and this other person. And what percentage of marriages end in divorce in America? We are in a nation. This is a nation of consumerism. We are consumers. I'm pointing that out, first of all, to hold a mirror up to all of us, because we are all consumers. We all spend money. And secondly, as a salesperson, you should be happy that we're a nation of consumers, because people are spending money every single day. Your job is to get yourself in position to get some of it for yourself by selling people the things that they are willing to buy, because people do buy every single day. I don't mean do buy like in the United Arab Emirates. I mean they do, D-O, buy, B-U-Y. but Dubai is a nice place, or so I've heard. I need to get out there and travel. The whole point is, you only making more offers to people who have already given you money and keep giving them more opportunities to give you money. Selling to your buyers. Think of yourself as a consumer. Have you ever bought from a company more than once? Of course you have. You probably bought from somebody a second, third, or seventh time just today when you're listening to me. Any company you give money to over and over again is because they've done this. They keep selling you stuff after you bought the first thing. There are many companies out there who will keep trying to sell you stuff before you buy the first thing. They're just trying to get in your head as quickly as possible. I told you that I'm on the email list for a couple of big stores that every single day they're sending emails and marketing stuff. Nordstrom, for example, sends at least one email every single day, and they're telling me about something. Sometimes the things they're offering to me are not even relevant. They're telling me about women's stuff, but every day they're selling stuff. Bloomingdale's another one. They're always pushing something. They're always selling something. And almost every week there's some kind of special or some kind of sale going on. And you know why they do that? Because specials and sales get people's attention. They get people to click and they get people to buy stuff. And they're making money on it even when they offer it at a discount. All right, they're making money. All right, that's business. And this is the reason why these companies are around, because they know how to sell. And they just stay in front of you. Remember that human beings are creatures of habit. So you want to make yourself and your stuff one of the habits that your customers has, where they get comfortable giving you money all the time. All right, you just have to do the work to make this easy for them. Your job is to make it easy for them to keep giving you money. They will follow their own habits and keep giving you money as long as you make it easy. And if you don't make it easy, what's going to happen is not that they won't spend the money. They're just going to spend it with someone else who does make it easy. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is how to market yourself without advertising. Advertising can support all of these things that I'm talking about, by the way, but we're just assuming that you're not doing any advertising at all. These things can help you make money, but you do have to have some other pieces in the formula. I'll talk about that in a moment. Number 3, have a great product or service that produces results for its users. Not a good product, not an adequate product, a great product or service that produces results for its users. Remember that we are in a results-based business called life. So if you are able to help people create results, they'll be willing to give you money over and over again. And when you are helping people get results with your products, even better, if you can show them how they will get a result before they even make a commitment, so it's easy for them to make a decision, then that is a great product or service that will do a lot of your marketing for you. So if you can show someone how to get a result before they've even given you money, they will be more than happy to give you money, because if you can help me make money before I commit money, then of course you'll be able to help me make money after I commit money. This is one of the reasons why I tell you, over here at Work on Your Game, this show right here, just this very show, is I put this out for free every single day. I'm putting it out for free for 8 years. My free stuff is better than a lot of people's paid stuff. A lot of my competitors, or who some of you may consider competitors, you're looking at another person who's in the personal and professional development space, somebody else who writes books, someone else with a coaching program, someone else with a group program, anything like that. The free stuff that I put out is better than the stuff that they're going to charge you money for. I will help you get results with my free stuff better than they'll get you results with their paid stuff. I stand on that. And why do I say that? Because if I can help you get results with my free stuff, then it'd be easy. It makes it an easy decision for you to come into the paid stuff, because I help you get a result with the free stuff. Back when I was selling basketball training programs, when I first started selling them, as soon as I put my products out, they started selling immediately. And the reason they started selling immediately is because, it's not because I had some amazing marketing strategy, is because I did have a great marketing process, but it wasn't the strategy. I wasn't thinking about it in a way that I was doing it on purpose. It happened the way it happened because I spent years giving basketball players value through free videos on YouTube. I was showing them how to practice basketball, how to get better at basketball, and explaining the mindset behind doing so. I've been doing that for years, not because I was trying to set them up to sell them programs. I was just doing it just to do it. But then when I got the idea to sell programs, I had already had the built-in know, like, and trust factors, and I was already helping people get results for free. So when it was time for me to sell stuff, it was an easy decision. You see what I'm saying? This is the same thing that you can be doing. This is why content is such a popular thing. If you can help people get results with your free content, then it should be easy for them to decide to make a decision to come into the paid stuff, which is exactly what I'm still doing to this very day, just with a different market, different audience, and a different product. So what you need to do is show people that you can help them get a result with your thing. Ideally, you can show them that you can help them get a result before they commit money, so where there's no guessing game. They shouldn't have to guess whether or not your thing is going to help them get results. You should show them that you can help them get a result before they even commit money. If you can do that, all you got to do is just keep finding people to get a result, and you're not even charging them. They should easily accept that. If you help them get the result, then it'll be easy for them to say yes to the next thing, whatever it happens to be. And again, this sounds simple, but not everybody's doing it. Why? Because it's hard to figure out how to help people get a result that they really want without you charging them any money, because you got to put something out in order to help them get it. But once you figure this out, once you crack this code, all right, it can open everything up for your business. And none of this involves you having to spend any money. It's just, this is sweat equity and you actually giving people value. Once you are actually helping people get results, the results that you are getting for others will do the marketing for you to help get the next person, the next, and the next. So actually being able to give people what they need is a huge part of your marketing here. Okay, so marketing is not just talking up your stuff, but actually proving that you're good. Because if you have great marketing but a crappy product, as soon as people buy it, they'll realize that they bought some crap. So it'd be hard for you to get a second sale because they're like, all right, well, this is crap. I'm not buying this again. It'd be hard for you to acquire the social proof also that would aid in future sales. Social proof is just a third party saying that you're good. A third party saying you're good is more valuable than you saying that you're good, because we all understand as consumers that a salesperson is always going to talk up their own stuff. But if I could hear somebody else talking up your stuff, an independent third party that has no stake in whether you succeed or fail, that is more influential on my decision than whatever you say about yourself. This is why you got to go out there and help actually help people get results. It's not just you about talking your stuff up and making money. It's about getting people results. So if they're getting results, it'd be easy for them to spend money again. There's your second dollar, and it's easy to bring in more people. There's your social proof. So with all that said, let's recap today's class, which is how to market yourself without ads. If you didn't listen to episode 1835 on marketing, please go do so and listen to the other episodes on marketing that I mentioned. They are listed down below. Also, you can search through every episode in the history of the show by going to workonyourgamepodcast.com. Point number 1, connect with ready audiences. These are people who are already looking for what you are offering. They are of the mind. They are in the emotional and mental state of wanting what you're offering. Your job is to just get in front of these people. One way to do this is via the Dream 100, which I discussed in, let me tell you the episode where I talked about the Dream 100. That was episode number 24, 84, 85, and 86, if you haven't listened to those. Point number 2, the second sale. Easiest sale to make in business is a sale to someone who has already bought from you in the past. They're just buying again. Only way they'll do this is if, number 1, you have given them a great result the first time, and number 2, you continue to market to them so they don't forget about you. Number 3, have a great product or service that produces results for its users. Ideally, you give people results before they even buy anything from you. If you're helping them do that, usually people try to do that in the form of content. If you're giving people results before they even buy anything from you, then buying from you is a very easy decision because you've already helped them achieve an outcome. And this will also help you acquire social proof, which allows you to sell to, if you help person B get great results, then it makes it easier for you to sell to person C, D, E, and F because they see what happened with person B, as opposed to you as person A talking up your own stuff, because we're all skeptical of that because we know a salesperson always going to talk up their stuff, which you should do. But do we trust it? Not always. All that said, text me. Tell me the best insight, idea you got from today's class. My number is 305-384-6894. Secondly, how do you actually start putting this stuff into motion? How do you make this work when it comes to your social media? Can you do this via email? Can you do it through content that you're putting out there? Can you do it? What are other ways you can do this? How can you specifically apply this to your individual situation in your individual business? Those are great questions to ask. I have answers. I don't know you though. The way I can help you is to get to know you and see where you're at, and then tell you exactly how to deploy this stuff in your business. You need to become a member of Work on Your Game University. You do that by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Again, workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.